Getting cold. Perfect. Hey, Miley, how you doing? What's up, Donnie? Good to see you, brother. Okay, just making a couple things, fixing a couple things. All right, chat. So, as I said yesterday, I was supposed to do a little bit of Metroid Prime today, but I chose not to because I started practicing a little bit and my hands were hurting a little bit. And I realized that I've been playing Metroid for the past few days and I kind of don't want to hurt my hands too much. I want to give it a rest today and hope that tomorrow or Tuesday, if I do run on Tuesday, you know, they're ready for Tuesday. So not that I'm super concerned, but I want to make sure that I don't we don't get the same situation that happened last time where my hands were hurting a lot and I had to take like a 10-day break from Metroid Prime, which did affect me a little bit, not too much. We still got somewhat better. Hope you do feel better soon. Yeah, thank you. Like it's not hurting that much, but I can feel it. I can tell that if I play Metroid today, I will end up not that great. So it's best to just give it a break today. You know, I don't want to stress my hands too much because Metroid Prime is not the only game that I plan to do Hitless. You know, there's a bunch of games I want to do, and having my hands be well as much as I can for as long as I can is important. So just for today, no Metroid Prime. So we will be playing this, and then we might play some Neo 2. We might play some Neo 2 today. But before I start things, I want to. We can probably start it on a good note. There's something I wanted to show you guys that I found. You guys know that I enjoy watching. See if I can find it. You guys know that I enjoy watching fighting games, and I actually found something that I don't think you guys on YouTube are gonna be able to hear because this is we'll see. But I found something that that I wanted to show that is always funny. The video title is called "The Fighting Game Community is Hilarious." I am going to attempt to let YouTube hear this because I know YouTube can hear this if I do this. I'm going to change it so that you guys on the other side can hear it. Desktop audio, there you go. But to start things on a good note, I found this. Funny enough, from a game that you like, Miley. Let me see where it was. Let me see where it was.
Dad, I'm gonna be like, yo, you my.
Okay, it's this. Ah, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. It's not exactly this. It's after this, it's after this. Well, not after that, wait, hold on. Hold on. Here it is, there it is. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. Watch.
I'm gonna fuck you up. Guess what? You're gonna lose. I should've punished you right. Stop hitting me in my leg, bitch. You better wait till I get up. Damn. Okay. Alright. Shit. I'm sorry, but you didn't kill me. You didn't kill me, bitch. So guess what? I'ma fuck you up. I'ma fuck you up, bitch. You better know it. Get in the car. You're not in the car. So guess what? I got more for you. Ah, baby. I'm gently fucking everybody up.
I found that super hilarious. I wanted to share it. There you go. Alright. Mute it again. Alright, chat. We're gonna do some practices first before doing any runs. And then, or maybe I could do like one run to see how I'm looking, and then I could do stage 5 practice. What should I do? 4 for 5 maybe. I guess we can go for one. Why not? I guess we can go for one. Well, he did look so wrong. Yeah, the guy with the broke the camera. It doesn't matter if I break that, if he breaks that one. Yeah. There you go. Steam machine broke down last night? Wait, what? Really? You barely used that. What happened? No, it's not gonna work. Whatever. I was thinking that could have been a bit too bright today. Yeah, by the way, I might play some Neo today. Neo 2. I should tell Kyo as well, just in case he's interested in watching. Yeah, I should really tell Kyo just in case. The last were off. Guess we gotta get good again. Wasn't starting. No, very good, Jay. Oh, I had no screens, but the fan were still running. Interesting. Yeah, that's weird. Was it in sleep mode? By any chance? Does it even have any sleep mode? But you did try turning it a couple times, so definitely not sleep mode. Yeah, that's weird. Is it also start up again? Damn, that's bad. When was the last time you used it? Man, I kind of wish I knew how to fix that. That sucks. Is not your thing. The situation just happened to me. But if I was pretty good at fixing those shits as well, I will tell you, give it to me. Give it to me and I'll find a way to fix it for you. That's totally not fun. How unfortunate. Alcohol sounds good, no worries. Wow, that's crazy. Alright. I will only be able to not miss this if I get if I don't screw up the final boss. I mean the next boss. And if I don't get hit here, all the way to the end. Dímelo, Black, que la que. Oh. See if we can carry this all the way to this stage 5. Oh shit, I went too far to the right. Okay. It's not good. Dimos arranque, ¿la que caballero?
ミッション開始です。用意はよろしいですか？
¿Cómo estamos today?
ろしいですか。用意はよろしいですか。用意はよろしいですか。補助システム稼働いたしますか。カウントダウン。用意はよろしいですか。用意はよろしいですか。未確認の戦闘機が接近中です。
Alright.
発見いたしました。直ちに撤退行動に移ります。用意はよろしいですか。
No sé si esto es muy temprano. Un poquito, pero creo que ya está bien.
用意はよろしいですか。
No le hice suficiente daño. ¿Por qué no le hice suficiente daño, dude?
最終攻撃モードに移行いたします。調子用意。はっ、燃え尽きなさいませ。はっ、補助システム稼
Qué
働いたし
bruto.
ますか。カウントダウン。
Alright, let's just solve things. Try to fix things. A veces se me olvidan las cosas, a veces, no sé. Una pelea como esa no es para que me dé problemas. Preocupante si me da problemas. Don't like it when it gives me problems. No rank 2.
未確認の戦闘
Dun, ding, dun, dun, ding, dun. O sea, como dije, puede que hoy juegue ni o dos, no estoy seguro. Oye, Seren, te vi jugando Vi un poquitito nada más, bien poquito. Jugando Strawberry Jam.
敵発見
¿Te está gustando?
直ちに敵対行動に移ります
Sí, nice.
用意はよろしいですか損傷率上昇用意はよろしいですか用意はよろしいですか燃え尽きなさいませ
¿Has terminado Bikini Lobby? Está muy chulo. Sí, 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 sí. He visto gente. Y. Como volver a jugar Celeste otra vez en cierto sentido. Pura adicción. Dun, ding, dun, ding, dun, dun, ping, ding, dun, dun, ding, dun, dun, dun.
接近中です敵機発見いたしました直ちに敵対行動に移ります用意はよろしいですか損傷率上昇用意はよろしいですか用意はよろしいですか
Optimal AF. Optimal AF, baby. Rank 1. Meatball stuff. Meatball 2. Esa es la parte que solamente tengo problemas. Desde el jefe hasta ese punto. Quiero mejorar esa parte. Welcome back, Melee. ¿Cómo va el juego? Struggling a little bit. Trying to fix the last part of the game. Druggies. What can I say? Trying to look for better ways to do this boss, but not dice. Early. Need to be higher for that. Once I get in, I have to start pushing up. Would you be interested in trying on the medium? I could. Yeah, sure. Is that the game where the player goes between worlds? Between two worlds? Or alternate, like, you know what I mean? Yeah? Okay, yeah, sure, sure. That looks better. God damn it. I'm gonna have to do what people do then. I guess they were right. I guess they were right. It's better this way. My way is too scary. But I have to find a way to get through them. First two ones are okay. The last one is the one that's scary. Yeah. It's definitely scary.
ミッション開始です。 ミッション開始です。
You did not understand the game? You can play it. If I do it right. If I do it right, I may not have to dodge at
ミ
all.
ッション開始です。
Yeah, but I do need to dodge in, which sucks.
ミッション開始です。
Sure, this might be the new strat. This is looking like it might be powerful here. I just need to get better at it.
ミッション開始です。
Need to get better at it. Puppy too.
ミッション開始です。
Yeah, man, I don't know what to say. You apologize many, many times. I don't want apology. I want genuine good work. That's all I want.
ミッション開始です。
That's not gonna work.
用意はよろしいですか。
Mm.
ミッション開始です。
I don't think here's the thing. At this point, it doesn't really matter, dude. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, if there's you need to understand this, right? Speedrun has been done for like years. Been done for years. Hitless has been done for like almost a decade already. Probably more than a decade. 13 Hitless has existed more than a decade. There's nothing you can say that could sort of dissuade people to think that something is not legit. no matter if you do it live, right? This has nothing to do with you. But what I'm telling you is like, even if you tell that you did a stream live, this has nothing to do with that. You need to understand that. Nothing that you say will convince me otherwise. The only thing that will prove that you did it right is that if the footage is completely clean. That's all that it is, right? Like I said, we've gone through this many times. You apologize every single time. You made a mistake, and I chose to give you an opportunity, and you failed me almost every single time. So at this point, words won't change anything. You just do you, and if it actually turns out that you're legit, then congrats. Congrats. Happy for you. That's about it. There's not much to it. You need to understand my point of view. You're not somebody that I've met a couple months, or you know, I know you for more than that. So also, put yourself in my shoes as well. Every single time you've been backed into a corner, you always try to blame me for something that never happened. I found that extremely wild that you thought that I was behind Team Hitless trying to ban you. When if you look for anything that I've done in Team Hitless, I only have one running investment in there. Very few people know who the hell I am. And every single time you got back into a corner, you always did the same thing. You know? Words don't mean anything anymore, bro. Words don't mean anything. You always make the big mistake of trying to voice your opinion instead of like sitting down and really putting some thought into it. I want you to understand that you're the only person that I've given too much credit and too many opportunities. Every single other person that I have dealt with, I completely shut them down from my life. For example, do you actually think that I don't know that I can block you on YouTube as well? So, what I'm saying is, if you're doing the right thing, then I'm happy for you, dude. I hope you keep doing it. But at this point, if you want to apologize, make sure it's seen through actions, not through words. That's all I have to say. And for the record, I didn't ban you, Kyo banned you. Because my community was tired of you trying to make excuses. I mean, it says it on the history as well. So. But I do agree with my community's choice to ban you, by the way. It's not like it's totally Gil's fault. I could have unbanned you. But they were right. You watch my run, give it a look. That's probably a negative. But you never know. I might give it a peek. You never know, dude. Oh, damn it. Chat, I'm sucking, but little by little we're finding ways somehow. That's not what I'm supposed to do. Oh, let me trade these strat. I think he goes with the bot and then Let me try to stat here. Goes this way, and then no, I don't. Let me watch his run to get a good idea of what the hell I'm supposed to do. Because his strat is interesting. I do like strat, but I kind of need to sort of understand how to really get into it. DDP, DFK. What was it again? Oh, here it is. Found it. I think it was this one. No miss, no bomb, no hyper, all strong. Like I did it without bombing as well, which is crazy. My bad, chat. Holy shit, that's too loud. God damn. I exploded some of your eardrums. I apologize. Jesus. Alright, let's give this a peek. What do we got? Thank you, Miley. This music is fire, though. I don't know how I can pick this up, because I really like this music a lot. Okay, I got some extra run now, working on sustaining the damage. Taking months. It's not an easy game, so I can understand why it would take a lot of time. They make this fun, though. Congrats on the segmented run. Right, so that's actually really interesting how he does that, and I do really like it a lot. We can kind of dissect this a little bit here, chat. I'll mute this for a second. So he actually goes with the lasers, so that way, like, if you're using your own laser, if you're going with the lasers, you don't trigger the extra projectiles, right? You follow it, but then you don't really use laser. You use rapid fire to like follow it more smoothly. And then the interesting thing that the T does here is that once he gets to one of the sides, he starts transitioning to one of these sort of paths right here that is kind of forming, and he starts going right up like so, and then going down, and that looks amazing. Question is how, you know, I think the hard part here, if anything, is knowing exactly which path to take when you go all the way to one side. Like at this point here, it's like, okay, which of these sort of lines, see if I can do this so you guys can see it, yeah. Right here. So the real question is, which of these sort of lines do you want to take as a path, right? So that's what you're kind of looking for there. And obviously we know that he actually goes this way here. So it takes this line here. Then this goes all the way in. But when you're doing this real time, it's really, really, you just gotta get used to it. So I think one thing to notice when T's doing here is that he's aligning himself with the boss. But right now he's like slightly to the left. Slightly to the right. Can I use this? So he's slightly to the right. The boss center is actually right here. Right here. So I think the idea would be, well, that's a little bit more to the right. Close to the ship. I think the idea here would be to, once you get to the opposite side, you go in because here's another thing you got to pay attention. This pocket. You need to either go this one or this pocket over here on the left side. Obviously, we know that's going right side because I paused it here. But we could have paused a little bit before this, and would have been difficult to know exactly which pocket to go. But I think you do want to favor the pocket on the right side if you're on the left, and then left side if you're on the right. And then from there, you probably go to the closest thing to you, maybe. Sort of like the pocket that kind of aligns with it, instead of going like with the pocket that goes like slightly here, you might want to go to the sort of like the pocket this to the, you know, the area you want to go. So We can kind of slow this down if anything. We could see it slow motion real quick here. Right there. And so what we're kind of seeing is T is actually going up instead of going right because like the pocket is coming towards T. Right there. And then you move to the right side and you go up. Now, one thing that you have to pay attention is that at this point, T is not really using rapid fire, it's using lasers. So when you're using lasers, you are going to be creating extra bullets, which are like these little things over here. So watch them closely, chat. Right, they are not the same, by the way. These ones here are not the same as these pink bullets. These ones are created by me using laser on the boss's laser, but the other ones are just existent. They come in groups of 2 going down, sort of like in diagonal shape, and so we don't have to worry about them because they are extremely slow compared to the other one. But T has that in mind, so at this point T's supposed to like move and sort of like down right little by little. But I think here's the important thing about this whole strat here. By the way, how you doing, Jeff? I love this mission of Neo 2. Yeah, this mission of Neo 2 is great, dude. The interesting thing here, the real purpose of this is that you avoid creating too many of those projectiles that you can do if you hit the laser. Versus me, I'm actually starting by doing I'm starting laser, which means that we create more. Not a good idea. So let's watch this again real quick here. Super slow motion. So you guys understand what I'm trying to do when I'm doing this. So the boss basically, the entirety of the fight is just three sort of phases, and I can walk you guys through that real quickly here. So when the boss starts, you get basically the 2 same patterns, but they're like layered from left to right. So we got this one, right? And they're including like pink bullets, but there's this, and then it does it 3 times. So this is the second time, and then the last time he comes in, and there you go. And so I'm actually adopting now T's way of doing this. So I do like it a lot. Pretty cool. I was doing my own, but the thing is, like, it's not that bad, but you really need to look at the gaps for it. It's really small, and I might not like that. This seems like a more comfy way of doing it. Once you've done that, then comes the second pattern, which is the one that I have the most trouble, which is this one. That basically 2 lasers are kind of like guiding you in between. If you actually get away from that, you're forced to laser or else you're dead. And then the last one is this, and this is the easiest pattern of them all. You start from one of the sides and you just continuously tap in a rhythm all the way to the opposite side. You do that, you're Gucci on that pattern. That pattern, anybody who can like at least tap in a repeated fashion can do this easily. That's not a difficult pattern. Anybody can do this. I could probably do it with my eyes closed. Right, but like I said, the first one is a little bit difficult. The second one is the big problem. The third one is pretty easy. So the focus of what I'm trying to practice is actually the second pattern. And since I already explained it, we can watch it in slow motion again. So one of the things about this boss fight is that the pattern, the boss can choose to go left or right, so you have to really just stay back and sort of wait to see what the boss is going to do. Usually the boss kind of like centers itself and then moves in another direction. So it's a little bit slow. The start is going to be a little bit slow here, but you'll see like the glowing lights on the top. They're preparing for the laser, and then as it chooses a side as it's doing that, you want to make sure that you move. Like the way I used to do it, I will have to react to that. If not to the lasers, but more of like the movement. Once I see the glowing lights, like the boss glowing, then I pay attention to the movement and I do the opposite. I move the opposite. So normally for me, I will probably be on the left side of this because the boss is moving to the right. T strat basically it is just you being in between these 2 lasers. So it goes between these 2 lasers and it just mimics the movement of the boss going towards the left side, right? And you want to make sure that you're moving slightly ahead of it from the center because you want to be away from the blue projectiles. And once you get to this point here, you have to choose one of these 2 gaps. In this case, if you're going to the left, you choose the right one, and then you move up and start moving up right. And at this point, you start going down right, like so. And it's not always going to be this clean. You do have to improvise a little bit on like how much far you want to move to a certain side or whatever. So it's not easy to perform in real time. But the more you try, the better you get at it. And so that's what I want to mimic today when it comes to this boss. So this boss has been a big problem. And from this boss forward, things get difficult. I want to eliminate as much difficulty situations as possible because we're really close. We got into the last stage without getting hit. We lost it to the beginning, which sucks because the beginning is not really the hard part, but it's okay.
ミッション開始です。
Like so. There you go. There you go. So that's exactly, I perform exactly to the T of how T does it. That's exactly what we're trying to do. This, I need time. Because doing it once is not good enough. The boss is not always going to move the same way. It's always going to choose its direction, but it kind of has some weird stuff going on with the boss. So after that, we got like 2 more things that I want to practice. Actually, no, 3 more things that I want to practice. But they're kind of like not the easiest thing. If anything, the cannon is the one thing that I really want to get good at. Because once I get good at the cannon, I could probably afford to use my special on like the 2 big ships, meaning that the final boss will be at rank 3. Rank is the difficulty. It goes from 0 to 5. And the more you use your special, the rank goes up by 1. So I use 1 special, rank goes from 0 to 1. I use another special, rank goes from 1 to 2. And it keeps going on, right? So what is my special? Basically this. When you see my shots glowing like this, or like this, that's my special. In this game, or many other games, we call those hypers. Hyper beam, hyper shot, whatever, but they're all called hypers. That's pretty much it. You know, I'm just making reference to like, you know, hyper beam, hyper, but we call them hypers. What's the difference between rank 0 and rank 5, you ask? Well, thank you, Chad. Thank you for asking. Let me just show you what's the difference between rank 0 and rank 5. Pay close attention. You're gonna be able to see it right in the beginning. So this is rank 0, final boss. Pay close attention to how my hyper deals with the bullets. Look where the bullets are. Hypers actually destroy bullets. We call that canceling. We cancel bullets when I use hyper. You see that? That's the rank 0. That means I have not used a hyper in the entirety of this stage. From the beginning of stage 5 all the way to the end, I have not used a hyper or a special. Look what happens when I use hyper 5 times, which is like, you know, we increase the rank by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This is the max rank. They cannot go any higher than this. Once you've done this, you can use as many hyper or specials as you want. You will not increase the rank. It is maxed out. Look how the fight looks when you're rank 5. We're gonna have the same start. But watch what happens when I use hyper. Look at the bullets. You see that? I am no longer able to destroy them quickly. Now, how does this affect the fight, you ask? Well, first of all, the most obvious thing is actually makes it harder to dodge. But the more important thing is we don't do as much damage. And that's very important, right? In this game, there's something that we like to call point blanking. Point blanking is the act of putting my ship on close to, or if not on top of the boss, to do the maximum amount of damage I can do per second. So the highest DPS we can get. Not all games have this, but this game does. And so the way it works is that this ship in particular has the laser as one damage source, but the initial source where the laser actually comes out is another hitbox. So if we go up there, we actually have two damaging sources going into the boss. So what that means is that I can't play aggressive, right? If you see, I'm actually playing defensively because the bullets, I can't cancel them.
未確認の戦闘機が接近中です。敵発見いたしました。
So let's watch that again. Same start, but I gotta back off because bullets are not gonna be able to die quickly. And I do need to dodge, by the way. And so now, here's the important thing. So the way this strat works initially is I stay close to her left side, and then after 4 shots she does, I go in, I activate my hyper, because it makes me immune, it gives me iframes. That's the other thing about hypers. Gives you iframes. Very important. You go inside the boss, you deal the most amount of damage because you're point blanking the boss, and then you back off. Right? Once the hyper is done, you also get iframes. So we need to go up and abuse those so we can actually do more damage to the boss, right? The idea is to do as much damage as possible. Since I am rank 5, which is the highest difficulty, and I'm trying to, deal some damage and get in, I can't really get in until the hyper runs out. Hyper runs out, everything cancels out, I go up, and then I hyper. But you see how long it took me to go from all the way down to all the way up? Right? Not great. Look what happens if I have rank 0, right? No rank at all. You'll see how easy it is for me to transition from playing defensively to playing aggressive. And that time between me going all the way up and getting in there actually matters.
敵機発見いたしました。直ちに敵対行動に
So watch. Same start again. 3, 4, hyper. Stay inside, walk back down. And then I hold on here. As you can see, I can be very aggressive here if I want to. And then I wait for my timer to run out and I go in. Cancels bullets here. Stay here, hyper again. And look at that. She can die right about now if I want to. Right?
上昇。
I have way more time now. I have more bar for to do hyper. We basically DPS her really hard. Why do I say all this? Well, chat, the reason I say all this is because if I am in a bad situation, I am forced to hyper in the stage before this boss. My goal is to get to this boss without using 4. Yeah, why are you saying that? Thank you for asking, Jeff. Really good student. Can we give Jeff an apple? Now, the reason I'm saying is because the goal is to get to this boss with the least amount of hypers, or with the lowest rank possible. The lowest rank that I could get here is 1, because in the beginning I am forced to use 1. Because there's a very difficult spot in the beginning of the level, right? So if you go to the beginning here, I'll show you guys real quick.
用意はよろしいですか。
Difficult spot here, not too super crazy. We tap to the left. Once you see the big ships, we go to the right. We go down, and then we strafe to the left side. This part is textbook. Laser here, we kill this guy in a little bit. Continue to the top. And now we're coming close to the difficult spot. So... right around... here. This spot here is the big problem. There's a big tank, enemies to the left, and you kind of want to shoot this thing, but you're sacrificing killing the enemies on the left side, right? That's the big problem. Trying to kill the tank while dealing with the enemies on the right side. Not super scary in a way, because I could just stay on one side and then start moving left little by little, right? I'm kind of in a difficult spot here, but I'll try to show it to you guys. Yeah, a little bit difficult. But I kill him. Let me see if I can show you guys again. The real problem is not just this tank, it's something way worse. Something way worse. Make sure to kill you. Alright. I kind of messed up there, but here it is. So, we're gonna kill this guy, right? Here's the big problem. God damn it. God damn it. Hold on. It's been a while since I've done this sort of strat, so it's kind of not as intuitive to me to make it. Also, you might think like, oh damn, all this is kind of random. It's not really random. It's really based on how you perform. It's just performing exactly like a robot is difficult. And so you're always gonna have like weird stuff happening. Okay, good start here. All the way to the top here, down left. Perfect, we're in a good spot now. And I can start going right and then drop. Kill him. And here's the reason I actually hyper. From this point on, probably like the best way for me to actually save myself is to go through the bullets that are under me. I need to go down. And the reason I need to go down is because after like a few seconds going up, there's gonna be a bunch of helicopters coming from the top. And so if I want to save this, my best choice is to go through these projectiles. I've been able to do it, but it's not that easy. Right? And then straight to the left, go all the way up, and then tap right, little by little, until we are into the first middle boss of the game. This guy's pretty simple, but you saw the intended strat. That is really difficult to pull off. So what I'd like to do is this, which is way more consistent. Same old, nothing too crazy here. A little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. This part's a little bit scary. Hurry up to the top, go back down left. Kill everything on the left side, and then I hyper. And now I'm not scared enough anymore. I can sit here, drink a cup of coffee, whatever I want to do, and I am Gucci. Right? Nothing to fear. Right? First hyper that I use, the game goes like, oh, you used the hyper. Okay, well, let's just turn out the difficulty by 1 then. Right? Doesn't affect the stage particularly, it affects the boss and how I interact with the bullets. That's important. So at that point, I'm like, okay, well, that's 1 down, rank 1, right? How far can I take it without actually making the final boss difficulty? Well, we could probably do like 2 more hypers. Ideally 1. So the rest of this part is kind of not that difficult. There is one part here that is pretty insane. I can show it to you right now. And this part, somebody taught me how to do this and gave me like examples, and I was like, oh, you know what? This is not that difficult. I mean, it's difficult, but like if you know how to perform this well, you can do well. So let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. This mini boss, somewhat difficult. You just tap in one direction slowly, not too many, and you'll be fine. Like really normal taps. But here is where, you know, I used to use another hyper, right? And so I need to do cuts, that's what they call it. And if you do it wrong, you do die. You have to do multiple cuts, by the way. It's a technique which allows you to survive this onslaught of bullets. Right. I can probably teach you some other time about cuts, but not today. That was comfier. Well, kind of lots of going on, but definitely hypering there is super important because you have too much stuff layered on top. You got the tank, you got the enemies on the left side, you got turrets on the left side, you got the lasers as well that force you to shoot in a specific way or else dead. Okay. Strange that 5 will actually be weaker, harder to use than the low one. The lower one has one weapon going on into the boss. From my understood, I thought that it was the attacks ranking. No, me using hypers increases the rank, which is the way of telling you like how difficult the game is. Or teach me now. Cutting might be. I mean, cutting is a really useful technique that can be applied to any game that actually has this type of thing. I think I've seen a couple games that have boss fights that don't really do this. Like it's not bullet hell, but the attacks kind of like home in on you, and you can kind of utilize this technique. I guess I could try to do my best to teach you guys what cut means. So, the art of cut, and I do apologize for my paint abilities. My paints are really bad. So please do not judge my paint ability. I'm never a good painter. The only good thing I did was paint Pikachu. Okay. So but I haven't even started, dude. It's just a goddamn blank canvas. Yeah, dude. What the hell, dude? Calm down, dude. I didn't ask you guys to be all up on my man boobs. At least let me start. Damn you. This is like a hold on. I need some sort of music. It's kind of easy for me to explain because music tends to distract me a little bit. What's that? The goddamn Nintendo music. Oh, there was some Nintendo music that was really good for the shit. Let's see. See if I can find it. Maybe it's the first time. First one. There's no way in hell I'm using this song. Where's the goddamn Nintendo song? No thoughts. Hold on. What is this? No thoughts head. Okay. Alright, we can probably use this. Alright, chat. Little happy trees. Oh, that intro's kind of fire, dude. What the hell? What's this song? Wait, I've heard this. This is Kirby, dude. Holy! Oh, it is Kirby, yeah. Well, start it. Okay, chat. As you guys all know, the way these games are played is in a portrait mode, right? Can I get a box here? So we'll use a. That's not it. We'll use a portrait here to show you guys. Every single shooting up that actually has a scrolling going from up to back to the bottom is like this, right? Longer, shorter. Now, when you got a bunch of bullets that are going after you, these bullets do not track. They shoot where you were last positioned. Okay? Very important. Very important. So, when you have in a situation like I have, where like going from one side to the other is not enough and you're forced to go back, you need to do stuff that people kind of like call cutting. And so, the way you cut is you go, let's say the starting point is right here. What the hell is this? Let's say the starting point is right here, right? My God, I'm so bad. You go right, up, and then down. This is how a cut works. Most of the cuts always follow this sort of pattern or this sort of movement, right? So you're gonna see like people who are cutting because they need to like go to the opposite side. They just do this: right side, up, and then down. That's all there is. That's what a cut is. There's many ways of doing cuts. There's different styles and stuff. You don't have to always go up. You can go to the right and then down and then go left. You could do shortcuts as well, like really short ones, which is like here and then down and then go back. Right? So when I say that I need to do cuts there and multiple cuts, we're talking about this sort of formation, right? Up and always all the way down. Now that's not the end of it, right? So once you're down here, once you made the cut and you're down here, you need to go back and do the cut again. Now here's the thing: if you need to do more than two, like 3, 4, 5 cuts, that means you have to eventually go back again to this position. So the way that players like to do is like, if you keep doing this sort of cut, you are going to run out of space to actually do it. You're gonna eventually land all the way to down here, which is no bueno, not at all. At this point, you don't have much space to cut, because once you go back to the other side, you're gonna be presented with a bunch of bullets. Okay, not that great. So what players like to do is, once they've done this sort of thing here and they go down, they want to, oh shit, they want to start moving up as they're going to the opposite side, and then they cut again. And this is possible because, again, the bullets don't shoot where you were, they shoot where you were. I mean, they don't shoot where you currently are at, meaning they don't track, they shoot where you were. So you're always gonna see players doing things like moving straight from left to right, and the bullets are like grazing them, not hitting them at all. It's because you're just out of there. You know, your hitbox is this very small, close to a pixel. I'm not kidding. Some games actually have a pixel of a hitbox. And the bullets are also not that big either. Like, they visually look big, but you can actually go in between and you'll be fine. So that's why these things are viable. You can do this in any other game that actually has sort of like a scenario where enemies like shoot where you last were and they keep shooting. You can kind of do that sort of like cut formation if you know how to do that. But yeah, that's basically how a cut is, right? Super simple. Right, up, go down, and then you want to work your way all the way to the top again, but you have to do it diagonally. And then go down, and then again, and you kind of, if you think about it, basically the whole thing they're doing kind of looks like an hourglass. So, but like sort of, you know, laying down. That's basically how they do it. A cut is always gonna be just this. But when you have to do multiple cuts, you need to like sort of move in an hourglass. It's not always easy though. It's not always easy. Depending if it's only one type of projectile, it's fine. If it's layered between more projectiles, some projectiles will force you to move in a certain way that doesn't allow you to actually do a really nice, clean cut. And this particular thing here actually happens with my game. Let's see if I still have T. We can show you how T does it, because I have a benefit that T does not have. And that is, in the mode that I'm playing, because the game has multiple modes, in the mode that I'm playing, I am able to switch from one type to another, which is called normal and power. Normal makes me go faster, power does more damage. And so if I want to make a cut, I use normal to go really fast all the way to the other side, and then slowly go down in power mode. He cannot do that. He's using another mode, which he cannot change modes. But he can use bombs, which is really useful, except he is doing no bombs. So we're gonna go and check that real quick, because when you can't move quickly or alternate speed, you really need to have a very clean cut. So I think it's right here. And I hope you guys have been understanding everything that I've been saying. I'm trying to explain this as much as good as I can. But here it is. I don't know why it's so slow, but I do think it's important for you guys to understand this, because some of you guys are not hitrunners. You guys can use this to knowledge is power. Yeah, the more you know, the better it is, right? Alright, so this is T doing the mid-boss. We're gonna watch the mid-boss, nothing super crazy. He kind of does the same thing as I do, and then starts tapping in a certain direction little by little. You tap too much though, you'll get hit. You'll lose the run here, easily. Alright, here comes the boss. Death, there it is. T chooses a side. And then he starts moving. Hold on. We can kinda, oh shit, that was weird. Let's put this in slow motion so you guys can sort of see this thing. It's kind of cool. When I spoke to Van, because Van is the viewer has been teaching me about this game a little bit. There's a lot of mechanics and stuff that you need to learn how to do correctly to really perform well in these games, and it's actually really wild stuff you learn. If it wasn't for T, this run would have taken me. I mean, to get to the point that I am now, it would have taken me longer. And by the way, Chad, this is a 22-minute game. Okay, this is a 22-minute run. And when I checked how much time I invested so far, I'm close to 80 hours. To put into perspective, Dark Souls 3 took me 89 hours. Island Isolation took me 96. Those games are 2 hours, 4 hours long. Right? Granted, Dark Souls 2, it was my first game. So if I do it now, it probably will be a little bit less than that. Right, and if I use the current strat that people have, because there's a bunch of guys, will be less. That's a hot pace, yeah. Your one no hit DS3 one was 89 hours? Yeah, sure. Dark Souls 3 probably had... Dark Souls 3 has... But closest to the... It's still the longest game I've streamed. I don't really know how many hours I invested, but it took me a couple months to get. Like from... I started July. Granted, I was doing other games as well at the same time, but I was focused more on Dark Souls 3. So it took me from July all the way to, I think was December. It took me a while. To this day, it's still the most streamed game. Which of us around here when you were streaming Dark Souls 3? You were, actually. I believe. Or maybe not. Actually, no, you were not. You were not. You found me when I was doing the Pontiff guide. Yep. Anyways, what I'm saying is that I was actually surprised because usually this type of runs don't take me like more than 20 to 40 hours to get. And seeing how much time I've invested in this game, it's with Van's help, mind you. Without Van, I probably would have taken way longer. It's kind of crazy how this game is like really difficult to pull off. I've grinded the shit out of it, especially stage 5. So. Just so you guys understand, like, the difficulty of this game. It's a short game, but for some reason, it's really difficult. That's not something I could say about some of the other shoot-em-ups. The most that one shoot-em-up has taken me is like 49 hours, which is a lot, but it was my first shoot-em-up. And I did play some before really grinding it. But I would say like 39 to 40 is kind of like my average, I guess. 30 to 40. It depends. Some games I've done it in less than 20. But this one is like the big boy. You were doing a mod or some other stuff, but you finished your main run already. Yeah, I did. I was doing Pontiff guides. Was it longer than Nier? Yeah. Yeah, no, Dark Souls 3 is still the longest run I have ever done. I think that the only thing that rivals it is Celeste, Super Metroid, and Mega Man Battle Network 6. Those few runs that really rivals it. Again, the thing is, like, Dark Souls 3 was the moment I shifted as a runner. Right? Before that, I did Dark Souls 2, Kirby, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Hitless, like, same months that it came out, so... they were not really difficult runs, is what I'm trying to say. When Dark Souls 3 came in, Dark Souls 3 was more of like, you learn how to really route games or you will not get past me. That's how I felt with Dark Souls 3. Because I got to Cinder really early in my endeavor as doing Dark Souls 3. Really, really early. But then after that, I just couldn't get back up there. I would get hit by many stupid things. I feel like I got really lucky because I really got all the way to Cinder. Like a month into, like after July or something. And then I couldn't go back up there. I would get hit by random things. And at some point, I don't know, it just clicked with me and I said, wait, I really need to route things and like make sure that everything is like, what I do makes sense. And that's when I sort of went from the ground up. It was like what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Because I was sort of doing the same thing I did with Dark Souls 2. Watch it run, copy it. But copying a run is not the same thing as understanding why things are working. So when I touched Dark Souls 3, that was just that barrier. It's like, you need to learn why things work and you need to route well and sort of have things to the T. After that, I applied that to every single game that I've done so far, and it has worked wonders. So I'm glad that I did Dark Souls 3. And I'm glad that I did Dark Souls 3 at the time that I did it, because I had things to compare it with. You know? Anyways, so let's look at the cut here real quickly. We'll put this in slow motion. You guys can see the cut here. So he's gonna be working towards the right side. I don't know why it stops here. It's kind of sad that it does stop here for some reason, dude. It's like slagging for some. I don't really get it. But there we go. Right. So we see TU actually going all the way down, kind of really shooting himself in the foot. But we're gonna see a movement all the way to the top. Right. And so this is the motion that I'm telling you. Goes all the way top, goes down again. Right? And so we're gonna have an hourglass sort of movement here. So again, left side, all the way down. But if he goes up here and starts moving up left in the diagonal here, he's gonna be able to do the cut again. So up, all the way to the left, cuts back down. And so this is the sort of movement you want to have. And as you're going down, what is really happening is that you can kind of see it here. Ideally, what you really want is to create this gap right here. Right, so you want to be able to create this sort of gap that you're seeing here. What's happening here is this is completely like open space. When you're doing that and you do it really well, the bullets kind of separate from each other, because the bullets are gonna be following you as you're going up. But when you cut back down, you go through a line of bullets, or sort of. You go through a few lines of bullets as they're going, but they're like way less in the bottom. As you go down, you go down with them, and then that gap starts to form, and you can go in between, right? So when you do it right, you get that gap. If you do it wrong, you're just gonna have a bunch of bullets all over the place. You don't want that. And this is where like the sort of like how good are you at cutting is seen. It's like you could say like the quality of a player can be seen through the cut. And there's no right way to doing the cut, as long as once you do a certain way, you can fix it in the second half. So this going down here, this low, is not the greatest thing that you want to do, because you don't have way to go back down. But if you're able to do the second half good, which is go all the way to the top, right, and then back down, you can kind of see like how the bullets are kind of like showing here. You see this gap right here that's forming? Right here. That's kind of like what you're looking for, right? Right there. There you go. That's how a gap looks, right? You're not always gonna have it as super clean. You're gonna have to go through some bullets, but you're making it way easier if you know how to cut well, right? Super difficult here, but you always don't want to rush all the way to the left side. You just kind of wait a little bit, right? He kind of rushed it, but you can sometimes go up and then down and just kind of move, you know, right? And the way he's usually doing is he actually going all the way to the center, and then from the center going back up. I actually tried copying this. I was having trouble, and then Van told me like a way of doing it that involved alternating speed, which helped me a lot. And then again goes up, down, and you can see the gap kind of forming here, and then goes to the left. You can see the big gap here. You can go under, you can go top. Choose to wait, go top, and go to the right side. Right? There you go, chat. This is what essentially means a cut. Not doing a cut, but just moving to one side to the other is what we call streaming. Okay? So if you move from left to right, we call that streaming. If you move from left to right and you go down and then, you know, that's called a cut. Like going from one side up and then down, that's a cut. Cool. I'm a pro streamer, you could say that. Anyways, chat. Oh, this looks like more like a circus kind of music going on. Chat. Now here's the real question. Rate the don't go like, oh bless you did so well. Oh my god. No, just be completely honest. From 1 to 10, how well do you guys understood what I explained? And how good, also, from 1 to 10, how good was the explanation? Don't try to make it sugarcoat it. You're not helping me by sugarcoating it. Because saying it was good, if it wasn't, it's just saying, yeah, you're good as you are. Don't get better. Okay. So from 1 to 10, how well did you understood it? And from 1 to 10, how good was the explanation? Like the quality of it. I understood the movement stuff because I do similar shit in other runs. Yeah, I know that's the thing. The thing I keep telling people about shoot 'em up, and the reason I actually name the community kind of like the fathers of like sort of hitless and damage and stuff is because for a 2D game, a lot of the stuff that it's employed in order to like dodge and stuff are fundamentals that we use in hitless. As a matter of fact, right? Like if you are being shot by an enemy and all you need to do is strafe and just continuously strafe, that's you see that in shoot 'em ups. What I taught you guys about Thardust yesterday, that we strafe, literally same thing, right? Something goes towards you, you move to the side, right? So we use these kind of stuff in hitless. It's just that the interesting thing about this genre in particular is that while other genres don't really need you to really utilize hitless fundamentals to play the game well, this game actually is asking you to, right? You can credit feed, which is like, keep, you know what credit feeding is. When you play arcade games, you put a quarter, that's credit. So you're credit feeding the arcade. You can credit feed all the way here, all the way to the end of the game. Like if I die, I press start and I continue. That's credit feeding. It's fine. The game is still fun. But if you want to really like sort of like play the game and to the like enjoy it the most you can, then you do need to understand some of the fundamentals. And the fundamentals used here is things that we use in hitless. I think I understood really good for not really being into the game. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to find out. I wanted to see if you guys could understand what I was saying, even though you guys don't really play this. That's important to me. That's kind of like what I wanted to do. Right. I learned how strafing really works when playing RE7, RE8. Yeah. RE7, RE8 do require some strafing from time to time. Dark Souls 3, and even Elden Ring requires you to strafe as well. There's games that really require you to learn how to strafe. There is though different types of strafing or different ways of strafing. I don't know. There's different strafing interactions is what I want to say. Right, because strafing a bunch of bullets is not the same as strafing a melee attack. Because when you're strafing a bunch of bullets, you're actually moving in sort of like a line. When you're strafing attacks, you kind of want to move in a sort of circle. Right, because it's a 1v1, the enemy that you're trying to strafe is in front of you. You want to increase the chances of completely missing the hitbox, so you actually circle around the enemy. When you're being shot or, there's a bunch of projectiles, you want to strafe away, like parallel to where the enemy is, to the left or right. Oh, it's a very transferable skill, Jeff. Very transferable skill, dude. Super transferable. I think I talked about this a long time ago, but there is I could probably show it to you guys if you guys are interested real quick here. There is a boss fight. There is a type of projectile that you can even see in Armor Core 6, by the way. And it's a type of projectile that actually knows where you're going to be, and they shoot where you're going to be. And I believe, if my memory suits me well, and I'm not forgetting it, is called On Intercept. AC6 is such a sick game. I want to play it, dude. I'll probably play it after Neo 2. Or I'll probably alternate between those two because I really want to play as the AC6, especially with the thing that's happening now with family share. If the case is that I won't be able to play games again that Kyo has, I'm freaking gonna have to play it super soon. Also, I need to tell Kyo that I'm gonna be playing Neo 2 today. Let me tell that to Kyo, just in case Kyo is interested. Yo, bro. Yo, bro. I already downloaded Neo 2, by the way. I think it was like yesterday or the day before. Cool. Why everything is so slow? Okay, let me show it to you guys quickly. Excuse. Trust me, bro. So Spyro. Spyro the Dragon. All bosses, no damage. See if we can find it so you guys can see it. I think Prosphasia did it best with the reignited versions. We're looking for this guy right here. As a matter of fact, it's right there already. So this is probably the best way to show you guys the shit that goes on when there is a attack that we like to call on intercept. As I already showed, I think I showed this to Lily a long time ago because there was a video that we were watching. And AC6 actually has two types of projectile that the developers on Front Software actually name on target and on intercept. On target means that it will shoot where you are at the present moment that it shoots. So if I'm here, it will shoot where I am, and once it shoots, if I move away, the projectile will still land where I was. That's on target. That's usually the projectile you're gonna see on shoot 'em ups. The other type of projectile, which is kinda not the best. I'm not a big fan of this. It's called on intercept, right? Besides those two, there's actually tracking projectiles, which is the one that actually tracks you. The tracking of that could be like hard track, soft track, which means that you can sort of strafe it and you still won't get hit, but it's like really close. Hard track means that no matter where you go, you're gonna get, you know, like Elden Ring's, what are they called? You know that enemy that Nico Bellic dodge by a hair? You know which one I'm talking about? That everybody was like flabbergasted that the dodge even happened. The one on Inner Ilum? On the stairs? No. The one on the rotten room. There's two in the DLC. The ones that like they go like this and a bunch of spikes come out, right? Yeah, those. So those ones have hard tracking. Hard tracking means it's like you go forward and they will like freaking curve and then just hit you. Those are like a hard track. Soft track is like they will just curve a little bit, but they will completely miss you and they'll just go on their merry way, right? So that's the third type of projectile, right? On target, on intercept, and tracking projectile. Not the same. They're called pests or something. They definitely look like pests, but I forgot the name. It actually has a pretty interesting name. Forgot the name of them, but I do say it on the video. Nico Bellic's video that I actually talk about him cheating, by the way, if you guys have not watched it. Goddess of Rot? No, it's not Goddess of Rot. Anyways. So, I'll show it to you guys here real quickly. Mute this. Here we go. So, this boss is actually shooting on target projectiles. Do you guys caught that? I'll show it again. I mean, on intercept, right? If you guys notice it, you can put it in slow motion here. I'll put it in slow motion here real quick so you guys can see it. What is actually happening is that the boss is trying to predict you where you're going to be and shooting where it should land. Like, you know, I'll shoot this way, you're moving in that direction, it should land, it should just sync with you being there, right? So what does Perspacia do? He baits his shot into a certain direction and then changes direction, right? Shot comes in again. Perspacia change. Well, this not this one, but here comes the other one. Changes direction, right? There you go. So that's how you deal with that when you're dealing when you identify what an enemy has is an on intercept projectile. The best way to deal with them is circling. You circle and the boss is going to shoot anywhere outside of you. And I can show you I can show it to you guys. Kindred of Rot, there it is. That one, there you go. Yeah. So Kindred has a hard tracking projectile, right? Not a soft tracking projectile. You could probably strafe it if you're far away from it. I think it's probably strafable, but it's a hard tracking. Any projectile that curves like how those projectile curves, that's pretty much hard tracking. There's the other type of tracking where it's like it's insanely dumb that no matter what you do, the projectile will just move, will just hit you, no matter what. So I don't know. We can call that like auto log tracking or something. I don't know. Yeah, if you don't roll properly, it's just a pain in the ass to deal with. Yeah, everybody's afraid of it, including me. I know Gina was trying to find a way to just go through that room without having to deal with them. I think he did a phenomenal job, I believe. But anyways, you guys already saw it, right? Enemy shoots where you're gonna go. The best way to deal with it is by not going the way you're going. Like if the projectile comes out, you change direction. But changing direction from right to left or from left to right is not the proper way of doing it, because the boss can shoot the projectile anywhere in between of where you're moving, right? So basically, you don't want to be moving from left to right and from right to left. That's the worst thing that you can do, because when you come back, a projectile might be landing here as you're going back, right? So that's not how you deal with it. The way you deal with a projectile, once you have identified that is on intercept, you want to move in a circle. I'll show you the best example here, right? It's gonna be difficult to fully see, but trust me on this. I'm going to be moving in a circle. Also, I don't think I can show this while streaming. It's fine because I'm probably about to play something else, so I apologize. Anybody who's watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys later. You can come back to Twitch if you want to see more of me. By the way. But I will be shutting this down. Alright. That way you guys will know if how to properly dodge bullets if you guys are interested.